Hey everybody, welcome to DKTV, where we're talking PGA, most specifically the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Joining me, Jamie Hinks, staff writer of DraftKings, Edo Delamonte, and breaking his cherry for the first time from Your Golf Travel, Rory Anderson. How you doing, buddy?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome for joining us, and thank you for having you here. Before we get into the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and this is a European broadcast, so we've got our own perspectives. Charles Schwartzel, how about this guy, huh? Fires 2 birdies, comes back. Charles Haas is leading this thing, and Schwartzel, are you watching the game? What do you think about this?
It was really good, and it's quite interesting to see quite a lot of former Masters winners coming into form with Augusta just around the corner. It seems to be gearing up for a good tournament.
It is a good one. Edo, did you watch the tournament? Pretty big comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. On the last day especially, Haas looked like he'd forgotten how to play, basically. And he had his caddy just looking at him going...
Yeah, it was a few times to make a decision. Now, my big thing out of this, Lee McCoy, 22 years old. This guy, he's a senior at Georgia, playing with Spieth. He makes ties. He comes for 4th on his own, but he can't claim the $292,000 because he's an amateur.
I feel so bad.
You feel so bad? The guy's like, I got $350 in my account for gas. I mean, but that is, you know.
Yeah, they just split it between the 2 guys below.
Yeah.
He's back playing a college event the day after the PGA Tour.
I'm sure he's getting laid at Georgia. As a result of that, he is getting paid in Georgia Bulldogging. Exactly. Now, let's get into this week. It's Arnold Palmer Invitation, which means Arnold Palmer has to personally invite you, or you sit outside the gates. This is one of 5 invitationals this tournament, 120 players. Bay Hill, half water. Not as much water as you expect for a Florida course, but past winners, Matt Every and Tiger Woods. And apparently Tiger Woods is not playing in this one. Edo, what do you think of this course, the Arnold Palmer, the Bay Hill?
Yeah, very tough one. Apparently the grass on the rough is really sort of high, so it's going to be hard to hit out of that. And it's quite a long one. We're talking, what, like 7,200? So it's going to be quite interesting to see, like, if people can keep it on the fairway.
74-19.
74-19 even.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they've made it tougher. Yeah, they keep trying to make it tougher. After every, they've tried to make it even tougher. Jamie, what are your thoughts on this course?
I think if you've got a good birdie or better percentage coming into this, you're going to have a good time here. Yeah, if you don't hit it into the water the whole time, you'll be fine.
Rory, we got 4 par 3s that are 200+ yards. Iron game. How do you see this game? How do you see this course playing?
Well, if you look at the list of past winners, let's say the last 15 winners, Tiger's got 8 of those, and the other winners tend to be pretty long hitters and good ball strikers as well. So obviously putting's important, but tee to green on a course like this seems to be the way to get it done.
Accuracy and, of course, the weather, big factor this weekend. We don't know what Florida weather is like. Everyone assumes Florida's going to be great, but it's usually fat and rednecky. Let's see what happens this weekend. Let's take a look at our picks. So on DraftKings, you have 50,000, 6 players to pick. And, of course, you've got to balance it out because there's going to be a big Rory at like 11,300. So we're going to ask these guys who their picks are, why they decide to make these picks, and how they spend their money. Let's start with you, Jamie. Who's your first pick you got? Who do you choose?
My big guy this week, 11,100. I've gone for Henrik Stenson. I think he's the archetypal player that's going to absolutely love this course. Last 4 years has finished 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 15th. Like, if you're going from a sliding scale from 15th down to 2, there's only one way he can go this time, and that's to win it. Yes. He was tied 11th last week. Yeah, always does well here. Isn't as expensive as your Scotts and your McElroys. So.
Good, solid Swede. Very, very good, solid player. Edo, who have you got as your first pick?
Stenson's really good, and he's got, what, 32 straight cuts made as well. Yep. So you really want him to... You're expecting him to get into day 3. My guy is Justin Rose.
Ooh, yes.
He doesn't really match the profile, actually. So his driving accuracy, for example, is really not what you would want it to be. But he's done well here, and he's been playing well recently. You know, he's got a tie for 16th at the NTO, tie for 17th at the Cadillac, tie for 6th at Pebble. And there are a few stats that I like. Tee to green, he's 10th. He's 19th in greens and regulation, another very sort of important stat here. And 19th again in greens off regulation, 10th in greens off regulation off the fairway. So it'll be quite important.
How about you, Rory? Who's your first pick you got going on?
Big one is Adam Scott, form horse. So, I mean, he's had 2 runners-up and 2 wins in his last 7 starts. He, like what we were talking about earlier, he fits the model of the type of player who might do well at Bay Hill. He's excellent from tee to green, and since he's ditched that long putter,
the anchored putter,
he's gaining more strokes than he used to be. So, I mean, it's obviously a much smaller sample size than he was with the long putter, but the putting's good, and ball tee to green, he's pretty unbeatable at the moment.
at the moment, and he's also my first pick as well, Adam Scott, because he's even when he quadruple bogeyed a couple weeks ago, he comes back.
Bounce back.
You know, he's able to actually have that. He's got that rubber mentality that you know he can actually stick it in, and he's playing some of the best golf right now. And I agree. I think he's probably at 11,700. He's expensive, but you're going to have to choose someone of that value.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the other big guys like Rory and Spieth, and they all seem to be playing fairly well, but just not for 4 rounds. Spieth's putting might not be what it was last year. Rory has that 1 round bad in 4. So Scott is just, in terms of the big boys who you're going to spend lots of your money on, he's just the easy choice for me.
I got good. I like him already. He's my favorite person we got. Best new panelist. Not just saying that because we got the one pick in common, but also I came in 3rd last week, so I'm looking not to do that this week. All right, let's go on to a second pick. Edo, you won last week in terms of our points.
Jamie
won. Jamie won.
Yeah.
Screw you, Jamie. All right, Jamie, let's go to your second pick then. Who do you? Take a look at your
So
notes.
you can copy it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Would
well.
I do that?
Hey, I don't need to copy. I do very well. I'm a natural golfer. Natural a lot of sports. Usually those guys to sort of make fun of me. Go ahead. Who's your second pick?
I think Edo went for. Did you go for John Hu last week?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
John
who
Hu.
I've gone for this week.
Yeah.
Is John Hu.
Okay.
Yeah, tied 22nd at the Valspar Championship. I think he'd had 5 top 25s in his last 6 starts. Looks cheap to me at 7,500. So
Pretty middle of the road, 7,500. Yeah.
just means I can spend a bit more elsewhere. So.
Nice. How about you, Rory? Who's your second guy?
I kind of was working backwards after I picked Scott. So I guess the second highest value would be Kevin Kisner.
Okay.
Currently second in the FedEx Cup standings.
Yeah.
4 runner-up finishes and a win last year. So
A little disappointing last weekend. He couldn't really pull it together, but he's one of those consistent golfers you hope he was able to this week.
And if you look at his last 12 months or so, he seems to either miss cuts or be there or thereabouts at the top of the leaderboard. So, I mean, if he makes it through to Saturday, the way he's playing at the moment, obviously, like I said, second on the FedEx Cup standings, he should have a decent chance, I think.
How about you, Edo? Who have you got your second guy?
I'm in complete agreement because Kisner is boom or bust in tournament formats. If he can make it, on day 4, he'll be amazing for you. And he's really good at par 5s. A guy who can attack par 5s on this course, my bad. Very important, and he is 9th in that category. He's 4th in par 4s. I really like his profile.
And do you know he's number 1 in par 5 scoring at the moment?
Number 1?
Adam Scott.
Adam.
Oh, yeah.
You had to check his stats, but you had it right up there.
Got him in here.
My second pick, I love this guy, Billy Horschel. $7,700. He's a local boy. He's played this course a lot as a kid. 2 top 10 finishes this season. Took last week off. And drained a 29-foot putt the other week. And also, he's a big daily fantasy player. So I like a guy who likes our sport. So Billy Horschel, I like you. 7,700. I think you're going to play well. Let's go into our third pick. You got to make 6-team roster. Go back to Rory. Who's your third guy? Who do you got your third guy on your roster working it out?
Speaking of liking people, I've chosen my third guy based on something similar. I've gone with Andy Sullivan.
Okay.
European Tour.
What do you like about him, Rory? Tell me.
I've actually met him a couple of times in Portugal.
Okay.
He's just a really nice bloke, and I also just like the way he plays golf. He didn't have the best start to life on the PGA Tour, but he's had 2 decent finishes in Florida. We're still in Florida on the Florida swing, so fingers crossed for Andy.
Andy Sullivan. Jamie, he's just name dropped because he knows a guy.
Loved it.
Can you beat that? Know anyone?
I don't know this guy, and these two
Me
have
and
already
Rory
mentioned
used to
him.
go the cockfights together.
Yeah. Me and Rory.
Me and Rory doing cockfights in Northern Ireland. This is his own.
I also went for Kevin Kisner.
Okay.
For all the reasons these two have already said, and I thought I should probably bring it up now as opposed to waiting until later.
Sure. Get the kids out of the way.
Get him out now. And, yeah.
Throw the kids down. All right. The kids is on the floor. Edo, who's your third?
Contrarian.
Oh, hey.
A man who's burnt a lot of people after being owned by 11% of them last week at Valspar. Graham McDowell.
Oh, hey.
Me and Rory, Northern Ireland. Yeah, no. Northern Ireland. Does really well here. It fits the profile. He's got everything you're looking for in this. He does really well approaching the green from over 200 yards. And I'm really looking for a guy to be able to, this is as we said, long sort of...
8,600. So he's a sort of a high balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going sort of top heavy.
Okay, Graham McDowell. And so your third pick then, Jamie, who's your third pick?
I've already done it, but...
Oh, have you? Sorry. Oh, that was Kevin Kisner, so it's up to my third pick. I forget. because I'm just so excited. I chose Keegan Bradley.
Ooh.
7,800. He played really well. He grabbed a great lead last week. He wasn't able to hold it. Held a 3-shot lead in crazy wins, and he shot an opening 67 last week. He wasn't able to play all 4 rounds well. But and also another guy who also lost the anchored putt and is now starting to find his own. So I like Keegan Bradley at 7,800, and that guy's going to win it all. I don't know. Let's go to our 4th picks. And 4th pick, let's start with Edo. Who do you got for your 4th pick?
So we're talking like consistency. We know we're talking about people like Kevin Na, who looks like he's not going to make it, by the way. And that was really
I think they were saying that he might be out this.
No, he's my favorite.
They were saying he might be out this weekend. You always check the lineups in DraftKings. You never know. Check it. If there's an O, I think he might have pulled out. And I think they were looking, because once you pull out, it's an invitational, you have to be replaced because they need 120 guys in. So I would take a look at the roster. But
exactly, because last week it was Webb Simpson, and I know a lot of people went with him, and then they must have changed their minds on Thursday morning, had a big panic, and then. But I'm going with another sort of Mr. Reliability. He's kind of flown under the radar for reasons I cannot understand. William McGirt at 7,700.
William McGirt, great Florida name right there.
Yes,
extremely. Going to the McGirts. Yeah, we're all McGirts. Yeah.
Dirt McGirt.
Dirt McGirt, exactly. And I mean, again, he fits the profile, really good tee to green.
7,700, not bad.
And he's consistent, and he's been making a lot of cuts, and he's good here as well. So
Jamie, 4th on your list. Who do you got?
I've got another one that Edo's got. I don't know where we didn't work together before.
I'm sure you didn't. Yeah.
Graham McDowell.
Graham McDowell. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's only really had one incredibly poor performance, which was last week. So. Why not pick him?
Rebound after the whole after his wife left him and the family dog got hit. I don't even know if that happens, but sometimes that sets off your golf game.
Rory? Twitter accounts,
Yeah, exactly. You never know.
All the Twitter accounts. That's McDowell, dog, wife.
Yeah. That would have been a good thing with Tiger when you just like the wife when she's taking the golf club to the car. It's like, oops, might need new clubs this weekend. Rory, who do you have for your 4th?
There isn't an echo in this room, but I've gone for McDowell as well.
Oh my gosh, I think there is an echo.
Yeah.
Of wanting to beat me.
And I thought, actually, having a look at his record over the last 6, 7, 8 events on the PGA Tour, he's quite like Kisner. He either misses cuts or seems to finish in the top 5. He's always had previous form at Bay Hill. He pushed Tiger pretty close in 2012. Tiger beat him by 5 in the end, but runner-up
full
finish.
Tiger did. That's right.
Runner-up finish isn't too bad. So I think if McDowell can avoid missing the cut, and then maybe it gets windy, he might challenge.
He could be in there. You guys all like McDowell. I'm going for my 4th pick, Matt Kuchar, at 9,400. You're talking this guy who was 11th last week. Last season, 25 starts, he only missed 1 cut. And he's also, I think, the most well-liked guy on the tour. So I sometimes go for the Mr. Happy, because maybe I'm like him. Maybe I'm a well-liked guy. Right? You shitheads? Moving on. Let's go to our 5th pick. Who do you like, Rory? Who do you got for your 5th one?
I went for Matthew Hubbard. I never even heard of the guy before this morning.
I know his old mother, though.
That's the best way to pick.
That's
lives
it,
in a cupboard.
I've heard that too.
Yes, exactly.
He's only missed 1 cut out of his last 13 events.
How much is Hubbard? What is he going for?
He's a
6,100.
Yeah,
61.
He was balancing out my Adam Scott pick.
Yes.
That's why I went for Hubbard.
Always got to go for value picks.
It looks like he's going to make the cut every week, so he should be scoring me some points.
Well, hopefully he will this week. He's got his fingers crossed.
He would definitely make the cut.
Yeah, that makes it a harder golf game when you're crossing your fingers. Edo, who do you got?
Ches Reavie, 7,200.
Oh, Ches.
Yes. Speaking of ladies, Shea Reavie.
Shea Reavie, yeah.
Shea Reavie, yeah. Again, fits the profile. It's Florida. Loves himself some Southern ladies, and he's got, again, great.
that's
apparently
100%.
Apparently, yeah.
Also on Twitter.
He'll just be banging on the 8th hole. Well, that's Shea Reavie. That's the way he does. He loves the ladies. You know him.
So Ches Reavie parody Twitter account that you got that off.
Oh, if there isn't, I'll create one. Yeah.
Create your own Ches Reavie account. Yes.
No, but the profile is there. Does really well in all sorts of categories. Driving accuracy once again. 2nd in scrambling. Did not know that.
Wow.
So that's the kind of guy you want.
If he likes the ladies, he's got to be good at scrambling.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie, how about your 5th one? Who you got?
Camilo Villegas.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think that's how you pronounce it anyway.
Camilo Villegas?
Yes.
100% is.
Yes.
6,800. I don't think that many people will pick him.
No.
So he'll be nice in that account. Has been above 21st place the last 3 years at Bay Hill and has made 3 straight cuts.
Nice.
And I think he's a nice guy.
You think he's a nice guy?
He'll have the Southern ladies following him around.
Me and him go back.
I've got my value pick. My value pick. He's only 25 years old. He looks like the fat kid from the Goonies. It's Zach Blair. 5,900. His dad was a big pro golfer. He's had
the Prime Minister, wasn't he?
His dad was Billy Blair. Yes, that's right. His dad was Tony Blair, and did a lot of unauthorized attacks on innocent people around the world. No, his dad was Billy Blair, the famous golfer, not Tony Blair. But he is. If you see pictures of him, we don't have them because we don't have the rights for them. Looks like the fat kid from Goonies. So that's it. Like, now it's time for our 6th pick, our final pick, which is sort of the value. Sometimes you've got to balance it out. You only got 50 grand on 6 players in DraftKings. So you got to work out who is that last player going to be and why. Edo, take us through. Who's your number 6? Who's your guy?
So many great names in the 6K range. I've gone for someone just a little bit too sort of like Disney, but it's Sam Saunders, obviously relation of Arnold Palmer, and he's won the club competition 3 times. So again, it's the kind of guy who really does well here, and he's had a good year so far as well. So he's not just turning up here and playing well because he knows the course. He could actually improve. And at 6,900, I think it's a good price.
Well-rounded all around. Jamie, who is your 6th guy? Who's the last guy you bring?
I've gone for Ian Poulter.
Okay. Taking a Poult on Poulter?
Yeah, I thought, I'll get an English guy in there. He's only 7,100. Last 4 years, he's done really well here. Came 3rd 4 years ago to Tiger, and then has had tied 21st, tied 20th, and tied 21st. Seems to have an incredibly bad final round every single year.
No, that's not something you looked for.
Yeah, and so I'll be really excited when it gets to Saturday and he's up there, and then I probably won't look at it on Sunday night before I get to work on Monday morning, and I'll be like, oh.
He got heckled last week as well at Valspar. Yeah.
So I think, and he supports Arsenal, so I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
So.
He stores his Sunday form up for the Ryder Cup, I think, so that's why.
There we go.
In
Ryder Cup,
events,
it'll probably be even worse on the Sunday. It'll probably get like a 90 or something. So.
Nice. Good value there. Rory, who is your 6th and final pick that you've got?
Camilo Villegas as well.
Okay.
Villegas, whichever one. Camilo, let us know.
Please contact us. You've seen the show. Obviously, everyone watches.
Yeah.
He's an RG, right?
He's from Colombia.
It's Colombia.
Whoa.
It's Villegas.
Hey. All right, you Donald Trumps. We'll build a wall later.
Keep them out.
Exactly.
So he's played well in Florida. I think he's actually been on pretty good form since Riviera. He had a really low opening round a couple of weeks back. So even if he doesn't make the cut, he can bang in some birdies and maybe score some points that way. So yeah, that's why I picked him.
That's a good pick. My 6th and final pick, Bryson DeChambeau.
Ooh.
At 7,200. He's known as a golfing scientist. He's a physics major. He won the U.S. Amateur Open, and he won the NCAA championship. The guy is he played last year, and all guys like Rory are watching him because he's got an interesting swing. If you watch the way he hits the angles, and he's playing in this one. He's supposed to be playing in the Masters. 22 years old. Kid's a big kid. His dad was a pro golfer. I'm saying Bryson DeChambeau, and it's fun to say. It's a fun name at 7,200. So let's take a look at everyone's lineups to see what we've got here. Let's start it out. I think we got Edo up first. We'll do alphabetical. Rose, Kisner, McDowell, McGirt, Jay Reavy, and Sam Saunders coming in. Moving on next, we've got Jamie throwing the big load here on Henrik Stenson, John Hu, and Graham McDowell at 8,600, and of course Kevin Kisner as well at 8,900. Hopefully Kiz does well. Moving on to our guest, our new guy, Rory. He's got blown it on Adam Scott, and of course Kisner and McDowell as well, hoping those guys and his low value being Hubbard and Villegas. And mine, the winning picks, look at this, Adam Scott, Billy Horschel, Keegan Bradley, Matt Kuchar, and of course Bryson DeChambeau, which I'm now going to invent as a new drink, because I think it sounds like a drink you might have, or a vacuum that you bought in France. And that's how it's done. That's how you put your lineups together. It is just as easy as that. Put together your own 6-man roster for golf. $50,000 to spend. You could win. These guys, we all could win. You never know. Make your own roster and go. I don't think so. I think I'm going to win. We'll let you know next week who won, but it's going to be me. Vote for me.